finally to a new episode of my manga review series. Today we're going to be talking about So I Can't Play H. As always, you can click in the top right of the player to see last episode, which was about Food Wars Volume 1. But now it is time to talk about So I Can't Play H. So once again, I haven't watched the anime of this manga. I don't even know if there is one, but I'm assuming there is because most things that start out as manga are ported to anime or vice versa. I don't really understand the title of this book, and to be honest, I feel like a lot of people who are quote-unquote connoisseurs of manga might not like this one, for a few reasons. The first one is that it's kind of poorly translated in many ways. My favorite being, are you no panties now? It is a viable question. Is she no panties? You'll find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. No, she was definitely no panties. But anyway, this book is also full of gratuitous fan service, which of course I love. There's a lot of this girl just being sexy as fuck and a lot of sexual tension between this man here, who is a commoner in her eyes, and this woman here, who is Lasara, a prime Grim Reaper. So basically, a little synopsis of this manga is that her name is Lasara. She's a Grim Reaper, a first-class Grim Reaper, which is kind of like a lineage thing where you're born into it. And Grim Reapers need to steal energy from certain people in order to stay in the real world. So she ends up going over there and then stealing energy from this guy. One of the things that Grim Reapers need to do, however, is they need to pair with someone in order to permanently stay in that world. But as a first-class Grim Reaper, Lasara does not want to pair with this commoner guy. So she ends up just stealing energy from him, and the energy that they steal in order to stay over there is sex drive. And what Lasara finds out is this guy has plenty of sex drive, and he's able to continue to lust after her even though she's stolen so much. And he's like super pissed about it, and she's super honest about it, and that creates like a hilarious dynamic. I'm assuming later on in this series, she's gonna end up falling for him, and it's gonna be the whole like, oh, first class girl falls for someone not of her status type thing. But she ends up going to his school, and while she's there, she's looking for a guy who's good enough for her, basically. So she tries out this one guy, and he's not good, but he ends up bullying her little commoner dude, whose name is Ryosuke, by the way. I keep saying commoner dude. I feel bad. And so she ends up sticking up for him, and it's like really cute, and obviously they're gonna end up getting together. I actually find it kind of interesting that there's a lot of gratuitous fan service and like obvious stereotypical situations in here, and I found it interesting. But then again, I find positive things about pretty much everything, and I can't say anything bad about certain manga or certain games. I'm kind of bad at that. That's why I don't do real reviews often. So as with any good manga, we have sexy fan service, and we have a pretty stereotypical but interesting and weird Japanese culturized story. I do recommend it if you're not too harsh of a critic, and I will be reading more of this series. And let's go ahead and read the back for a better synopsis than I just gave you. One day, first-class Grim Reaper Lasara, for her own reasons, secretly enters the human world. After reaching in vain for her target, Lasara is completely exhausted. That's when Ryosuke Kaga approaches her. To help Lasara out, he leads her out of the rain to his cozy home where he tells her, "I will do anything to help you." When Lasara hears that, he suddenly embraces Ryosuke, and you basically have to read the manga to find out. But what I find really funny about Ryosuke is that he constantly is like a huge pig. You get to see what he thinks about things. Like, he talks about how Lasara has small boobs, but she's still really hot, like that kind of thing. It's pretty entertaining. She's kind of a stuck-up bitch and she's really honest about it, and he's kind of a pig and he's really honest about it. And then there's this whole situation where he kind of gets up and puts his face in her pussy. Alright guys, so this has been my review of So I Can't Play H. Don't forget to check in the top right for any other links that I might have, like my first manga review. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you think of this manga slash anime if you've ever watched it slash read it. Thanks for watching, guys! See you next time. The foot of a beautiful girl. Why are you making that satisfied face? Die! Why'd she have to go and kill me? But well, she was a total babe, even though she was pretty flat. To think a hot girl would do anything to me, let alone, wait, no, not do anything to me, it would be do me, right? Shower scene.